Hey guys, did you know the Oscars are tonight? You hear that silence? That's the sound of nobody giving a shit. Anyway, I'm starbeastrave, your host as usual, and with me tonight I've got my regular Lake of 7 Sevens.
Yeah, yo.
My regular Demon Grocery Store.
I'd like to thank nobody for my awards.
But we also have another person. A not-so-regular Jendo has showed up. Jendo, make yourself known.
Hello, hello.
Yeah, for those of you who don't know, that's Jendo. He was our former Batman, for those of you who followed Young Justice Bridge, and he is the 8th Canadian wonder of the world, right after Niagara Falls. You can Google it.
So yeah, that's all the explanation you get. He's a Canadian voicing Batman who does stuff in the nether realms of Fantasia. There we go, that's the introduction, we're done. But what does he have to say? What do you have to say, Jendo? What do you have to say?
I kind of care about the Oscars.
Oh my goodness. He's the one person here that cares about the Oscars. Let me ask you something. Let me ask you something then. Who do you care about winning? Who do you want to win?
Well, I really, really hope this the year Roger Deakins takes the Oscar.
Really?
Yep.
For what?
For Best Cinematography. For Blade Runner 2049.
Best Cinema... Thank you, God. Finally, someone else. Everyone says, yeah, Shape of Water deserves it, blah-de-blah deserves it, Star Wars, meh, meh, meh. No, Blade Runner deserves that cinematography award, and fight me who doesn't agree.
Yep.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. I mean, I just feel like you hit him right on the right pot. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I'm sorry, it's just Blade Runner. I mean, whether or not you like Blade Runner, whether or not you can follow the story, whether or not you like the acting, whatever... It's a feast for the eyes. Mm-hmm. It is a visual masterpiece. Not two scenes look alike. Yeah, it's amazing.
It's a hell of a way to put it, but I agree 100%.
Yeah. It captures everything that was great about the first one's effects, but ups it to our current budget. You know what I mean? It's like today's budget mixed with the wonderful 80s kind of style, and it's just great. I love it. Every scene was great.
Yeah. I'm actually... Do you know if the director of that movie is nominated? Because he also did a good job.
You know, it's funny. No, Blade Runner does not have a lot of nominations for these Oscars this year. Pretty much just for looks.
That is insane.
Yeah, mostly just the technical stuff. Denis not nominated for Best Director.
Yeah.
Oh, that's...
I can understand why. I mean, Blade Runner is complicated, and it's not everybody's movie. You know, not everyone's into film noir. Not everyone's into, like, a big conspiracy. I get it, but...
I mean, I can get it if it doesn't win, but not even nominated. I mean,
well, I think it's just because it didn't make money.
I agree.
That's true. That is a factor.
I mean, we can't all be Black Panther winning at the box office 3 weeks in a row, but, you know, which it is.
I remember when you and I went to see it, Paul. There was like 3 people in the and we were like on opening weekend, I think.
I don't remember specifically how many, but yeah, I do remember it being pretty empty. I mean, people weren't. You know, if you went to see Blade Runner, the new movie, you almost assuredly saw the old one. So, and you know, it's. I think it's still considered an underground classic. You know,
yeah.
Not every.
Well, man, like lots of people missed out on that thing because that movie in theaters was just nuts.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've tried getting into the original. I don't know. I've seen like 3 different. There's like 10 versions of that movie out there. One without Harrison Ford narrating, one with him narrating.
See, that's the thing. It's like there's this big thing about whether or not you saw the original cut or the director's cut. A lot of people argue for both.
Yep.
You know,
maybe Justice League will be like that. Maybe there's a Snyder cut. You never know.
Who knows? Good Lord. I mean, well, no. I mean, the only thing Snyder cut was that mustache off of Superman's face. Anyway,
poorly. Got it poorly.
Moving on.
He didn't do that. He had nothing to do with
it. I know, but let him believe that he did, so he can think like he did a good job. He didn't, but let's let him believe that. Zack Snyder, you're doing amazing, sweetie. He's not. You're doing amazing.
Hey, man, you're hurting me right now. I love the guy.
Yeah, oh no, I have nothing against Zack Snyder. No. I've got nothing against Zack Snyder as a director. I just don't think he's right for DC.
I feel like
I had an interesting take on it.
Yeah. I think what he was going to say. I think what he was going to say about DC, he already did, and I think the audience, for the majority, agreed. It wasn't what we wanted.
Yeah. Right. Because he's done good movies. I mean, I really liked Owls of Ga'Hoole. That was a good movie done by him. 300, do I need to say more? The dude knows what he's doing as a director. It's just DC heroes need to be treated a certain way, and he doesn't really know how to do it, you know?
See, I don't know, because Man of Steel, I think, treated Superman really well. That was
I
great.
liked that. I'll admit to enjoying that movie, but there are things I would change.
Oh, for sure.
I enjoy Man of Steel, but I wouldn't call it it's a good movie, not a good Superman movie. How about that?
Yeah.
I can't agree with
you. Actually, it's funny. I hear the same thing all the time. One of my buddies who's a big gamer, he said this interesting thing. He doesn't know a lot about Superman, but he did say this. He's like, if you treat it like a Mass Effect movie, it's much more enjoyable. Funny thing is, I know Superman, but I don't know Mass Effect, so I can't really take that side. But people do say that. They're like,
all that cool stuff.
Yeah,
about the backstory, that was really cool.
Well, now you're going to get to see more because they're making a whole damn series of it now.
Yeah, it used to be
on the
Syfy
channel
too, I think, but now it's not.
Yeah. No, oh, really?
Yeah.
The Syfy channel.
I feel like it is connected because the guy who's making the show was the guy who wrote Man of Steel. So.
Yeah,
really?
David Goyer.
Well, that makes sense because I've seen trailers and teasers for Krypton, and it looks like it's going to take the style of the movie, which makes sense. I mean,
I do like how they made Brainiac. Brainiac does look pretty cool.
Yeah, we saw the design of him, and granted, he's an evil bald Grinch, but I like that. I like that he's a monster and not some crummy skin over an evil rich bald guy.
I worry because
not Jesse Eisenberg.
they've had a spotty track record when casting villains. So maybe he looks good, but for all we know, when he shows up, he's be like, "Hey, I'm Brainiac. Give me your information." Yeah.
No, just give me your land. And I said this, but he looks great as long as they don't make him Ultron. I'm fine. As long as they make him Brainiac and not Ultron, I'm good.
Yeah, if he starts quipping about not knowing what children are.
I just don't want another, he was Tony Stark, basically. Ultron was just metal Tony Stark, and that was entertaining, but I just want Brainiac to be Brainiac. I want him to be all computer, all logic, no quips, just a big dictator that's made of metal and is just one to collect and kill everything. That's all I need.
He's a big nerd.
That was the big problem with Age of Ultron. I mean, it's like, we enjoy quips, and Joss Whedon, he's really good at writing them, but it's like, you can't have 12 characters in a movie and they're all basically the same. They're all Robert Downey Jr., just quip. Even the bad guy, who's supposed to be this heartless machine, is like, I'm actually just Robert Downey Jr.
Well, to be fair, I mean, Tony Stark did create it, so it makes sense that he took some qualities, but yeah, it's just...
I know,
and also, plus I hate his plan.
He justified the angle, but at the same time, it's like, you didn't have to go there. You chose to go there.
I'm just hoping Brainiac's motivations are as good as his looks, because he looks great, he looks right. I just want him to not lift a chunk of the earth up and make humanity extinct. I want him to suck all the knowledge out of it, like every cartoon he's in, and then just fly off while everything dies. I want him to Frieza things.
Yeah. I guess that's how the series ends,
Maybe. Or begins. I actually, from what I understand, and I could be wrong, Krypton starts off with Superman's grandfather, Mor-El. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I don't really know. I don't know what his name is, but he's some kind of
Mor-El.
Right. Mor-El is, less L is Mor-El, whatever. But yeah, it starts off with Superman's granddaddy, which is interesting because we haven't done that before. So
I get it. They wanted to send it far enough in the past to explore Krypton at its highest point, but at the same time, not far away enough that we can still quote Superman here and there.
Ooh, Blade Runner just won Best Visual Effects.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, God,
so it won the cinematography award. Wow, guys, this is a live Oscars update. My greatest dream has come true.
Well, we timed this perfectly then.
In your face, Star Wars. I love Star Wars to death, but in your face! The 80s beat you! Anyway.
Suck it, Kylo Ren.
I mean, as long as Shape of Water wins everything else, I'll be really, really cool. I want the Shapely Water to win all the awards. Best fish fucking scene, best Beauty and the Beast underwater scene, best Guillermo del Toro directs anything scene. I'm all for it.
Best egg in the movie.
Mm-hmm. Best underwater sex scene given by 2 lead roles, one a fish. It's just, there's so many awards.
It's a good movie, but they usually, it's like they pick a movie that's like, okay, that's culturally good enough for us, and it's weird enough that people can say we threw them a bone. But we're just going to give all the awards to that Missouri movie, which I haven't even seen, but I hear I shouldn't.
Well, it has advantages. One, it's a romance. That's always a popular Oscar subject. Two, it's unconventional because it's a monster movie, but it's Guillermo del Toro. Who knows monsters better than him?
Yeah.
True.
And three, it's during wartime, and that is Oscar bait of the highest caliber. Like, every Oscars just loves war. He loves war.
We don't care what front it is as long as, we're involved somehow.
There is nothing more erotic to me than a fish-fucking story that takes place during war.
To be fair, the bad guys are the Russians in that war, so we should be doing the Russian accent right now.
Oh, we've gone back to the Russians as villains? That's refreshing. It's finally getting away from the Middle East.
Well, it seems we're shifting back to that, apparently. I get
again,
it. There's a lot of real-life implications, which we will not go into, but people know what we're talking about.
Yeah, but it's kind of weird. We're going back to the Russians being bad guys. For the longest time, they were Middle Eastern people, terrorists and whatnot. But now we're going back to the angry Russians. That's, we're taking a step back. Nostalgia and whatnot.
Duh.
Do you guys want more updates?
Yeah, sure. Feed them to us. Guys, this is rare. People listening to this podcast, we are getting live Oscar updates.
All right, so we're about to find out who's going to win for Best Film Editing. Dunkirk!
Oh, exciting.
Yeah. Dunkirk definitely deserved that. Nolan.
Well, anybody who can figure out that puzzle, deserves an Oscar, sure.
Right?
It's like, all right, like, this is Chris Nolan here, so what I want is to start with, like, we're on the sea, then we're on the air, then we're on the beach, then we're on the sea again, then we're on the air, and it's like that over and over, and then you mix it up, it all makes sense.
What a creative way, to do a war movie.
Some might say needlessly.
I mean, there's given that there's 1.5 million ways to do a war movie, I mean, there's really nothing wrong as long as you got somebody trotting with guns, somebody dying in someone else's arms, and then maybe a tearjerker scene, maybe some kind of quippy thing about like, war is hell. Why can't we be lifting each other up instead of putting each other down?
I don't think Dunkirk had a single one of those. So
no crybaby preachy moments.
They
What kind
barely
of war
talk in
movie
that
is
movie.
this?
Yeah.
that's what I mean.
No heavy-handed slap against war?
No.
What kind of war movie is this?
Well, there was one. There was the old man in the boat with his two sons, and it was like, look, I understand that these are the patriots who like risk their lives to save their fellow soldiers, but at one point it just gets a little corny. He's
I don't
just
remember
like
anything bad about that. What
no,
are you
he was
about?
talking to the shell-shocked soldier they save, and they're like, please turn back. We have to turn back. I can't go back into that hell. He's like, we're gonna do this, son. You can't run away with it. It's our destiny. It's
Well,
like,
he
he's just
literally
like, come
said,
on.
Yes, I can.
He literally said, "There's no running from this. There's no running."
Yes, there is. Go to Canada. There's no draft there. Run! Run away!
In the term of ham-fisted line, that's not too bad, but there was a little bit of that, with at least a little bit. I mean, not terrible, but it was a little bit of that. Like, he's just a little too perfectly, there was no moment of hesitation, of fear, of doubt. No, he's like, I'm going to go save my boys.
The only part that was kind of like, damn, this guy's cold, is when his son died, and it's like he didn't even react.
Yeah.
It's like, oof.
Yeah, I mean, I get that you're a super patriot dude, man, but come on, you can weep for your dead son.
Well, it's going to be awkward at the next father-son picnic. Oh, shit.
He has another son, so,
Oh. Well, that's going to make it
dude.
even more awkward at the next father-son picnic.
That's horrible. But I mean, it's a good movie, but it's a movie that I immediately, as I was finishing seeing it, it was like, I would not watch that again.
Oh, no, eh?
No, I mean, like, one was enough. It's one of the. Honestly,
What are you talking about?
It's a one-time thing for me.
Yeah, there's definitely movies like
Well,
that.
there's plenty of other. I mean, again, it's a war movie. War movies are clear Oscar bait. There's lots of other choices. What else you got? Any other updates?
Geostorm. That was kind of a war movie.
No.
That wasn't nominated.
I take it you didn't like it, Lewis?
If that was a war movie, it was warring on sense and just logic and no.
Oh, I need to hear why, please.
It was a war
please.
on our patience.
Paul, do you know what this movie's about?
I do not know. I've never seen Geonastic.
The weather
I
is
wanna
at
enjoy
war
this.
with us. That's basically.
That movie.
It gets better.
That ridiculous.
Gerard Butler.
Ridiculous
Gerard freaking Butler is a scientist genius who invents a machine that can control the weather until terrorists take over.
I saw one trailer about this. Basically, the whole world is like some Truman Show bullshit where you can control the climate and the weather and the light and the dark and everything, and then it goes awry, and then everyone's like, it's like a technological day after tomorrow where the weather is after us.
Science done.
It basically becomes a Roland Emmerich movie where it's like terrorists have hijacked the machine and now they're using the weather to kill us all. What do we do?
That's what I just said. I just said it was like a technological day after tomorrow where it's global warming. It's after us.
What kills me
is this time it's being controlled.
It's the casting of. I love Gerard Butler, but it's like, oh god, it was like the worst possible. I'm trying to really think of somebody worse for this movie.
Wait, Gerard Butler, as in I'm weather. You will remember my pain.
No.
Oh, so he doesn't sing in this? Thank God.
Well, that's Russell Crowe.
Yeah, that was. You're thinking of Russell Crowe, man.
I am, aren't I? I'm sorry.
I
mix them up so often. Oh, that's right. The other guy that can't sing. Okay, never mind.
Yeah, one's Scottish, the other one's I think Australian. So.
I'm sorry. I get them mixed up sometimes because they're both angry, screeching, bearded white men who can't sing.
That's
sorry.
Right. Yeah, that's fair.
Come on, you got to give me that. They can be very similar sometimes.
Gerard Butler is basically what you get if you put Russell Crowe in a dryer. So.
That's what I mean. It's like, you put them together. I can't tell them apart unless one of them's wearing a French hat and the other one has a beard longer than his ego.
But just bear with me. Just try to bear with me and imagine Gerard Butler, Leonidas, as a scientist who creates the most advanced machine on Earth, and then he has to go there and kick a terrorist. But that's, abusing his power.
I mean, okay, the terrorist...
photosynthesis.
This is mildly inconvenient weather.
Oh, man.
Look out for the downpour, or in his case, I don't know. What would Gerard Butler's idea of bad weather be? Something he would inflict on his fellow man.
What's the weather like in Scotland? It's probably the opposite of that.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I know England is full of clouds and rain and crap like that, but I don't know much about Scotland, other than it's green, and more green. I don't know. All I know is that I can't buy him being some brilliant scientist. I can buy the attacking terrorists, but I can't buy him being a scientist. It's the same thing with Arnold Schwarzenegger. He tried to be a brilliant scientist in several movies, and it just doesn't work.
It's the same. It's like an '80s movies without the '80s movies charm, and it's just bad. It's just there's no logic to it. It's just random action scenes with bad CGI.
And like you said before, it's basically a Roland Emmerich film. With more of a technological rather than supernatural.
Actually, maybe he directed it. I wouldn't be surprised.
Who did direct it? Can you see that?
I gotta look it up, but yeah, I'll figure it out.
Yeah, because I wouldn't be surprised one bit if Roland Emmerich didn't have his hands in that, because that sounds like something.
Actually, if I remember correctly, it was the visual effects artist that used to work with him, and he decided to direct a movie. This was his directorial debut.
Okay, so this is 60 Degrees of Roland Emmerich, in which someone attached to him made this.
Perfectly put.
Okay, so yeah, that makes more sense. So this was created by an Emmerich alumni. All right, that makes a lot of sense.
Too much sense.
He's like, I'm sick of working for the man who creates natural disasters in his movies, as well as disaster movies. I want to make them myself. Hey, but give him credit. He did get nominated.
Producer, not the effects guy.
Oh, okay. So he's okay. All right. Well, at least he got on board an Oscar-nominated movie.
Yeah. Well,
I don't know. Did any of Emmerich's movies ever qualify for Oscars? I
think The Patriot was nominated. I don't think he won anything, but that's the only.
Yeah, that doesn't.
Independence.
Yeah, but
Day,
that's not one of his bad ones. That's not like a typical Emmerich "the world is ending" movie. That was a period piece. That doesn't count.
It's like his only time that he toned it down a lot,
Right. Well, plus again, period piece and war movie. That's 2 Oscar baits for the price of 1.
Yeah, but it's a good movie. I still like that movie. I think
he did win Best Director for Independence Day, actually.
Really? I don't remember that. Huh. Never mind, hold on. I was going to say, that sounds a little far-fetched.
It does, doesn't it? I know.
I can believe Will Smith battling aliens, but I can't believe that winning an Oscar.
Maybe it was an MTV award?
No, not for Independence Day.
Maybe a Razzie. Yeah. I mean, I like Independence Day as much as the next guy, but that ain't winning no Oscars.
Yeah, I know. Well, I mean, it won Best VFX, but that's about it.
Yeah, you know what? You're right. That was back in the 90s when those effects were like just starting to get developed, so I can buy that.
You know, we're just looking at his filmography, and I actually forgot that he was the one who directed that Godzilla movie.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you mean that Godzilla movie that was so bad that Japan bought the rights to our Godzilla just so they could kill him? That's how bad it is.
They rebranded it so they could kill it on screen.
Yeah, they literally bought our Godzilla so that their Godzilla could kill him. I mean, that's the most metal thing a movie studio's ever done.
Yeah, props to them. They were literally
so pissed off.
Like Universal or whoever owned that movie, just be like, "We wish to purchase your abomination so we can seppuku it." Yeah.
And you know what? Every single person in this country raised their flags in favor of Japan's decision because everyone here hated that movie. Everyone. It may have done well at the box office, or I don't know, maybe it did, but all I know is that everyone who saw it hated it.
Pretty much. But, you know, they say that bad movies are a gift in themselves. You know, they give us a lot of quotable stuff and moments that we remember fondly, even though they were terrible.
Yeah, that one gave us a lot of fish. But
it did, though. We're still quoting that, man. I see that all the time.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's not a fun movie, but it's fun in the same way The Room is fun. You laugh at everything wrong with it.
Yeah, but that's
like, Matthew Broderick.
I'd rather a movie be that than just be like boring or even just okay, because you forget okay, you know?
Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, there's nothing worse than a middle-of-the-road movie because that leaves almost no impression. It's like even a bad movie can leave a good impression.
Yeah, and you know what? I'll say this. I can't believe I'm actually going to say this, but I'll say it. The protagonists of that Godzilla movie were still more, not interesting. I guess just more. I could stay with them longer than I did with the one from the recent Godzilla movie.
What the recent Godzilla movie?
Yeah, like I like Matthew Broderick more than I like random kid who just, you know, he's just there and like, oh, we're going over here now. Oh, I guess we're going to Hawaii now. Oh, I guess I'm looking for my family. I don't know. I'm just.
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't have anything against Matthew Broderick, but I don't think of him as a lead. He's better as a side character. But
no, I get that. I'm just saying, like, I'll give that Godzilla movie that. At least the characters, Matthew Broderick and John Reno, I mean, they were over the top and silly, but at least I'm invested in what they're doing other than the Quicksilver kid over here.
I mean, Jean Reno is always fun, though. That dude could shit in a bucket, and I'd still watch it. I'm sorry, the dude has that much charisma. I love the guy.
So yeah, I mean, so like in a way, I almost kind of enjoy that Godzilla movie a bit more. Like the other one's well put together, but it's like we have 10 minutes of Godzilla in a 2.5 hour movie.
Yeah, and like only once does fire ever come into the fray. I mean, he spends most of the time just running around getting shot at and swimming like an iguana in water, and then I'm invested for the first. Hank Azaria.
I'm invested for the first half hour with Mr. Breaking Bad. You know, like he's holding the movie. I'm like, okay, I'm into it. Like, oh, we killed him half hour into it, and now I got nothing. I mean, you got me no Godzilla. All I have is this Quicksilver kid he's doing nothing. He's just there.
Yeah, that's a waste of Bryan Cranston for sure. That's why I didn't see that movie.
Yeah. So yeah, you know.
I'm sorry.
They fix it in the sequel.
Well, isn't the sequel him versus King Kong? That's gonna be pretty cool.
Yes, that is. It's there.
Well, there's gonna be
that
two
still
sequels.
Eludes me because I mean, King Kong is like a tenth the size of Godzilla, so I don't know how that's gonna work.
I mean, supposedly, like King Kong was still growing in that his solo movie that just came out. So the idea is like, he's going to be bigger.
He was huge, wasn't he?
Yeah,
but I guess they can make him bigger.
Godzilla's this.
Well, I think the reason they made him so goddamn big in this one was because he has to fight Godzilla. Because he was
correct.
Huge.
Yeah, Godzilla is the size of a skyscraper, even bigger. So, like, King Kong is big, but he's not that big.
No. In this movie, I'm pretty sure
like a kid.
No, I remember somebody
like
did
they
like
have
a
to.
scale
They have
thing
to grow
and they
it.
measured him. And King Kong is like half the size right now last time we saw him.
Okay.
The idea is that he's going to double up by that.
Well, I mean, cool. It's just going to be interesting when he goes primal rage, and it's literally a dinosaur fighting a gorilla, and feces and fire are going to fly.
Before we see that Versus movie, we are going to see another Godzilla movie where he fights Mothra and what's his name, the three dragons.
Good, because
King Ghidorah. Yeah.
Good, because Mothra is the best, and I am so looking forward to that one. Mothra is best kaiju. Mothra is queen.
Yeah.
And she's the only one that consistently beats Godzilla.
And I always laugh when they're like doing casting announcements for these movies. Like, we care who the humans are. Like, dude, we're not.
Yeah. Well, I mean, again, that's been the problem with monster movies recently, with the exception of Pacific Rim, is that they think we give a shit about the humans. We don't. We give a shit about them dealing with the monsters.
No.
The monsters are the stars, people. Come on.
I give a shit about the human characters in Pacific Rim, which is saying something. But...
Yes, but here's the thing. I actually did a whole video about this once. I said the way you make the human characters interesting is how they relate to the monsters. The monsters is what you came to see, and you can have humans and their drama, but all that drama has to center around the monsters, because who's causing the problem? The monsters. The plot has to revolve around them. You can have the human drama, but it has to somehow relate to the monsters, and every character in Pacific Rim had a history with them. That's where their drama stems from.
Yeah, that's a good point.
It is. I mean, every character you can think of. Newton, obsession with the monsters. Raleigh has a beef with them for killing his brother. Actually, a lot of them have that exact same reason, Well,
it's giant monsters. You can only do so much with, dramas,
Right, but my point is, you can have drama, but okay. Let me give you an example of how it doesn't work. In Jurassic World, we start off with this kind of troubled family and these parents getting divorced. Whoop-de fucking shit. Where are the dinosaurs? I do not give a shit about these parents getting divorced. I want to know how these kids are going to survive on Dinosaur Island. That's an example of how they fuck it up. I don't care about Timmy and Bimmy's father getting a divorce from her jerk-ass mother. I want to see how Jimmy and Bimmy are going to escape from genetic Dinosaurus and Chris Pratt's dog raptors.
That is one of the best ways to put it that I've heard, man, because that is such a common classical Hollywood mistake. We're like, if we stop the action and the story for 10 minutes so the main characters can talk about, my college degree hasn't come. How sad for me. Let's go back to the alien invasion now. Like, no.
Exactly.
That's like or in Jurassic World, because there's no relation to anything you've introduced or anything to the movie.
Or anything that we're interested in. It's like, Chris Pratt actually had a little of that going on. He's got his dinosaur dog. He's got a little raptor dog. So,
he raised the raptors. That is
right.
A good connection to build off of.
Yeah, and his problems are that he's underestimated, undervalued, and he's getting shit on by whoever he's working for, even though they're his dinosaurs. So he's got a little drama there, and it centers around the plot. It's good. But then you got Timmy and Bimmy, and yes, that's what I'm calling them, and they're crying about their parents.
Yeah, I don't care about their real names. I wanted them to get munched. I wanted a pterodactyl to come down and snatch him like that dumbass babysitter in the middle of the movie. That was funny as hell. Kill Timmy and Bimmy in the next one.
Although I will say, since we're talking about Jurassic World, is anybody actually interested in the second one that's coming out?
Not one ounce.
Interested in Jeff Goldblum. That's
it. But that's going to be like one scene, and
they confirm he has one scene as a cameo, and that's it, and that's not enough to get me excited.
Yeah, it's called The Land Before Time 5. Really bad actors.
They switched the director, which is I like
really?
the new guy. Yeah.
Oh, who's directing now?
Have you guys seen
Bayona something? I forget his name.
Hold on.
What's he
done? He did that movie with Liam Neeson recently, right?
Yeah.
Liam Neeson?
What was the
My goodness.
I mean, if he brings Liam Neeson to this movie, I'll watch it. But otherwise,
wait, you mean Taken 6? Taken 7? Which Taken is it?
Monster Calls. Have you guys seen a Monster Calls?
Oh, I've heard of that. Yeah, that's that. Is that's one of those call movies where the killer's on the other line, or am I wrong?
Yeah, you're wrong. That's a
okay.
It's a monster movie kinda, but it's actually really nice. It's really cool.
Yeah, it's
sweet.
Liam Neeson plays the monster. It was actually pretty cool.
Well, to be very honest, I thought one of the weakest parts of Jurassic World was the direction. So if they got a new director, hey, I mean, I'm open to it.
Yeah, when they announced this guy, I was into it because I liked the Liam Neeson movie. But I'm like, I was expecting more of a horror tone, and the trailer was more of a let's face it, Roland Emmerich style.
Well, I was just gonna say, I mean, it really looks like they're pushing for an extinction thing. I mean, that's every trailer is like dinosaurs going extinct, so. That's happening. I mean, the volcano's exploding or whatever. Littlefoot's mom dies.
It does nothing for me. Like with Jurassic World, the whole thing is like the park is finally open. It's functioning. There's a hook to it. Here it's like, oh, now the park is going to be explode, and we have to save some dinosaurs before it happens. Good for you.
And here's another thing.
On the active volcano, apparently.
Yeah, we built this city. We built this city on a volcano. We built this city. There it goes. Yep, and there go the dinosaurs. Well, here's what I don't like, and this is something that a lot of trailers do nowadays, and I hate it. They show the most exciting parts in the trailer. It's like, dude, you're showing us the climax, and we don't. Why would you do that? Now we know what it's going to be. It's going to be dinosaurs running away from big fucking rocks and lava. I mean, what else can you show? I know what that looks like. I've seen Fantasia. But you get it.
Paul, the reason they do this when the movie itself, like, okay, we're like really scrapping the bottom of the barrel here, that we got nothing exciting to show. Let's just use the climax because that's really all. That's where the money went. They gave us nothing else.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of the times it's also just whatever VFX shots are ready.
Or whichever ones aren't ready in Sony's Venom trailer case.
I saw that.
Oh man, okay.
You know what's funny though? You know what's funny? I'm willing to give it a try. It's got to be better than Topher Grace. I don't care what it's in it. It's got to be better than Topher Grace.
I really want to know how they're going to get around the whole Spider-Man thing.
Yeah, or if they're even going to address him. I mean,
they have to. I mean, it's Venom.
Yeah, I know, but like, I don't know, in origin story, like, I guess you could do what they did in the Batman Begins, where he just they kind of like allude to him at the very end, kind of like a quick note thing. But I don't know. I mean, isn't Peter Parker sort of responsible for creating Venom?
I mean, I've read about this. Well, apparently, what they're going to do is, Peter's going to show for a cameo just to say, "Look, it's Spider-Man. He's connected. It's connected. You're excited." But it's just cutting out the middleman. It's like, the rocket ship goes to space. It comes back with the virus Venom thingy, and somehow I don't know how Eddie Brock comes across with it. It latches onto him, and then he does that thing on the other trailer where he just like shakes.
Well, I was going to say, I mean, I don't know much from the comics, but I do know a little of the Venom story. And if I'm not mistaken, Brock sort of like goes home after being disgraced by Peter, and then he meets up with his black little symbiote, and then he becomes super muscle, teethy, angry black Spider-Man, and then havoc and mayhem ensue.
Yeah, the whole reason he becomes Venom is to get revenge on Peter Parker, and this helps him do
that's actually how he has the same powers too. And the way that he can get around his spider senses. But I think this movie...
Venom is impervious to his spider sense.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure this movie's taking inspiration from, I think it was Lethal Protector. Venom Lethal Protector.
Yeah, where they try to make him into an anti-hero.
Yeah, where Brock and Peter just kind of went their own ways. And then, actually, the movie doesn't take place in New York. That's another thing.
Good.
Eddie moves
in
San Francisco.
It's in San Francisco.
Yeah, there we go.
Well, there's plenty of buildings out there. Honestly, I'm happy because I'm sick of movies taking place either in New York or Los Angeles. God damn it, people. There's more than 2 places to film.
Yeah, there's 3.
Yeah, there's Chicago, too.
Vancouver. I mean, that's a big one.
And Vancouver.
Yeah. Actually,
there's also Mexico City, but no one ever films there.
I think they did film in Canada. The whole place looks very Canadian. I mean, Jendo, you would know, so tell us.
What movie?
Venom.
He seems to think that Venom will be shot in Canada.
Oh no!
I mean that opening where they're like in a lake with like forest, like
the picture on the TV.
I'll be honest. It did kind of bring me back to Alkali Lake from X2. It seemed very wildernessy, very lakey, very Canadian, very moose, very Yaboot. But I wouldn't know because I've never been there.
Yeah, I mean, I was feeling the maple syrup flowing, but the thing is, it was just a picture on the TV. Remember? They panned over.
I'm feeling that maple syrup too, man. I'm hoping it's
actually, it's not an alien symbiote that latches onto it. It's just covering.
It's not. It's mutant syrup from a bad tree. That's what the symbiote is. My God, we figured it out. Venom is it's all a result of Canada. Wow, so many things coming out of the woodwork. The maple tree woodwork.
He thinks he has powers, but he's just covered in maple syrup.
Hey, Peter.
He's just going around and people...
shit.
People
Look,
just leave him alone because he looks like a
teeth.
fucking weirdo.
I think I'll cut my new sharpened teeth on you, eh? No, but
yeah,
seriously,
Tom Hardy.
you know, all joking aside, Canada does have vast forests and awesome wilderness, so I wouldn't mind one bit if it was shot there.
Yeah.
I would. I mean, I don't know if Alkali Lake was based on an actual Canadian place, but I've seen pictures of Canada, and it's 90% winter. But I mean, it's a beautiful location. I wouldn't mind one bit if Venom took a trip out to the great outdoors.
Yeah. Maybe he'll hang with Wolverine instead of Spider-Man.
I mean, because he's an ambush predator. Venom is very much hide and wait until the prey comes along and then ambush him like a spider. So that would be cool if he did that shit in the woods.
Here's another cool tidbit about that movie. They haven't confirmed this, but you can put the pieces together. Apparently, Woody Harrelson is going to be what's his name, Carnage, in this.
No way.
Wow.
Woody Harrelson?
Woody Harrelson. They confirm he's in the movie. He's going to play a mysterious role, but then, come on. All the other actors in this movie are like, non-famous or non-recognizable on that level. And then Woody Harrelson, come on. You know who it is.
Okay, but isn't Carnage like Venom on steroids? Which is weird because Venom is Spider-Man on steroids. Carnage is like extra Venom.
Like Venom has to be established first so that Carnage can literally come from him.
Well, this is rated R, right? So, I mean, that's pretty cool. We might see...
Actually, I have no idea what this is. I mean, because this is...
Dude, that's rare.
Well, they
that's
said this
really
was
rare.
Be more like a horror movie. So, I mean, that's cool.
I mean, dude, comic book movie that's not PG-13 is incredibly rare.
Suicide Squad was a horror movie, just not of the horror kind.
It was it's just a scary movie in that I want mommy to come in and turn it off so I don't have to look at it anymore. Yeah, that's how scary it is.
Yeah, and it was still PG-13 for all its edginess.
I can see Venom as a horror movie. Again, Venom is like this alien apex predator that hides in the dark, and he himself is black. So that's, I can totally see that as a horror villain.
Yeah. I mean, it's going to have a horror tone, but that doesn't mean it's going to have gore or blood or that kind of thing. I mean, if they do, cool, but...
Yeah, but Venom is all about gore and blood. Isn't he like one of the bloodier Spider-Man villains?
Depends who's writing it and what the,
In some continuities, he does eat people. Again, it's been changing over the years.
Yeah, I
guess. Sometimes Marvel's like, we need to market him for kids, and then we need to market him for adults. So it really depends on what their angle is at the time.
And sometimes Marvel says, you know what, let's get Topher Grace in there. That douchebag from that 70s show. He sounds perfect for the role. Let's have him go. Let's have him peel his scary face back every time he wants to talk. Because I just so want to see. I so want to see the douche from that '70s show. Just hey Parker.
I'll never forget that line. God,
you'd like that, wouldn't you? Yeah, but no, I don't even. Like I said, my original point was it has to be better than Topher Grace. So I'm gonna give the new Venom a shot.
Yeah, it looks interesting. Hardy. Yeah, with Tom Hardy in like his over-the-top aggressiveness, and Woody Harrelson would be a good counter to that. And he's always syrup. Come on,
Woody Harrelson's always great. I mean, Woody Harrelson's great at playing batshit crazy, and that's, from what I understand, that's what Carnage is. So I'm all for that.
Yeah, he literally is like a assassin gone nuts in a mental hospital. So
there you go. I mean, that's great. Yeah. In other Marvel news, who here is excited for Infinity War, which Spider-Man will actually be in? What do we think about that? Now that Black Panther's finally been fully established and he'll be in the war too, good God, is this a clusterfuck movie? Everything and everyone's going to be in it and fighting off Purple Bubba the biker from space.
I mean, they pulled it off pretty well in Civil War, so I mean, I'm looking forward to seeing what they do with all those characters.
Civil War was great. I'm looking forward to more of that. Super beings facing.
This has like literally twice the cast of Civil War, which is saying something.
Yeah.
Oh, more than twice.
Everyone has been established.
I was gonna say more than twice the cast. Literally everyone who's made an appearance so far is going to be in somehow,
except Coulson for whatever reason,
and Terrence Howard.
Remind me what he does again. Oh! Ha ha ha! Ha ha!
And Edward Norton, I guess.
I gotta give you. I'm gonna give you +1 inspiration for that. That was good. That was good.
And Natalie Portman, but that's for different reasons.
Okay, Natalie Portman's busy with her wormhole. Moving on. So the Guardians are going to be involved.
Yeah.
At some point. I mean, that'll be fun. They're always fun. They're going to be escorting Thor to his big battle with Bubba. I think that's my impression. I mean, he's on the ship with them. So.
Do we still call him Thor? I mean, he's practically Odin right now.
Okay, he's Thor. All right, I don't care if he's only got. Yeah,
he became the old father. He's wearing the eye patch. I mean,
he's Thor. Damn it! It doesn't matter if the other guy dies. It's not like you take on your old man's name after he's dead.
Maybe it was a title.
That's not how it works, man. Your name doesn't change just because your title does.
I figured.
No, he's the king of Asgard. That don't make him. I mean, okay, his last name is Odin. He's Thor, Odin's son. That's his actual name.
What was
wouldn't be Odin Odinson.
What was Odin's last
weird.
name?
It wasn't. He's called Odin Allfather. That was his name, Odin Allfather.
Something wrong.
And then there's Loki Charms. I mean, he's got his thing going on.
They're tragically malicious.
Yeah, exactly. The tragically malicious.
Thing is, you know what made me laugh about the trailer for Infinity War is that they're not even pretend. They're not even going to bother to hide it. Loki betrays it in the trailer.
Oh no! Someone pinch me.
It's like we know
Someone he does.
Yeah.
Like all throughout Ragnarok, Thor knew Loki was going to screw him over, and he planned around it.
And even at one point, he's like, "Yeah, you thought I'd fall for this again? Like, come on, man. Even I'm not that dumb."
No, apparently he is, because he's still there. He let him in the ship with a Tesseract, and oh boy, here we go again.
Well,
that's
okay, but
he's family.
Yeah,
like he's willing to he loves his family unconditionally, and Loki's all he has left now.
I don't know. I love my family, but I feel like I would have tossed him out of the airlock by now.
Okay, but here's the thing: Loki is useful. I mean, say what you want about him. He's also a god. He's also an Asgardian, a very powerful guy. So he can be used. He's useful. I don't
know about powerful. He hasn't really done much.
Well, that's basically what Thor did. He just used him as a way to get back at Hela. He's like, I know you're going to fuck me over in the end, but I can at least use him to get where I need to go and do what I need to do. And I know he's going to stab me in the back later, but fuck it, I'll deal with that when it comes. Just do something, damn it. Go ignite the fire guy so that he can burn up Evil Sister and kill her green-eyed wolf.
Summon Demon Clancy Brown to save us all.
That's correct. That was demonic Clancy Brown, and she came and she killed the chick from Underworld whose name escapes me all the time.
Kate something.
Kate Blanchett?
No,
yeah,
Blanchett.
Kate Blanchett. That's
Kate
it.
Beckinsale?
Yeah. Right. Fiery Clancy Brown came to kill
Kate Blanchett is Hela, but Kate Beckinsale was from Underworld. That's it, yeah.
Oh, I mixed up my Kates. Again, they're both black-haired, blue-eyed girls who have major roles in supernatural films. You can see where I'd get confused.
No, I can't, actually.
Well, screw you. Anyway, the point is, Hela is no more, and Loki's still here. And I didn't see him on the ship with the Guardians, so who knows? Maybe
just be like, come on, let's just get out of the way. The movie opens with Loki. I'm betraying you again.
Yeah, maybe they'll throw him out of the
square thing.
You know what? Maybe the show will start like that. Maybe like the movie will start with Thor out in space, escorting his people to the land of milk and honey, and then like at some point, like they can't feed everyone on the ship, so they all draw straws, and Loki draws the shortest one. So they just eject him out in space. And he lands on the windshield of the Guardians, who then board his ship and say, "What the fuck? Why are you throwing your garbage at us, man?" And then, and then it just sort of spirals from there.
Yeah,
it's funny, I joke, but you could totally see Marvel doing that.
I'd be down. Although, Infinity War is nice and all, but you know what we really need? We need a Game Master movie.
A Game Master? What?
No, well, close enough. A Game Master.
Oh, okay. Game Master. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
All right.
He might be a little gay. I don't know. I wasn't really clear, but
well, I mean, he did seem uber fabulous, but I don't think he was gay. I think he was just extremely, extremely flamboyant. He was just really Jeff Goldbluming it up.
As it was revealed in the deleted scenes of that movie, he's really into octopuses.
Jeff was in full gold bloom. Okay, that's all you need to say. Jeff Gold was fully bloomed. There you go.
I want to watch that movie.
But
it's just like 2 hours of...
Well, I mean...
More Golden Jeff Bloom.
Yeah, more Goldie Jeff Bloom. That'd be fun. It would have to be an origin story, I think. So how he attained his position of trashy power, how he got his Coliseum, what the hell happened to Beta Ray Bill. I don't know.
Oh, that's right. Beta Ray Bill was originally written in there, but
I mean, he's in the building. If you look closely to the Game Master's building, you can see Beta Ray in there.
The statue of him.
Yeah, that little Easter egg is in there. So that's the only thing we get of Beta Ray, and then pretty much all we get is the same characters you saw in
Beta Ray Bill,
Beta Ray, Bill, Horseman, Guy. Come on, give him some votes. Come on, people, come on, Bill. Anyway.
But yes,
that is one big pile of shit. But I mean, who you get is...
So we got a lot of movies to look forward to this year. Superhero movies and non-superhero movies. I'm trying to think, what's a non-superhero movie that we're excited for right now? I'm trying to think.
I want to see Pacific Rim 2.
Yeah, that's not a superhero movie. That's
no, but it kind of falls in that realm. You know what I mean?
No, it does not. It's not superheroes.
It's not. Giant robots and superheroes are two different things.
It's sci-fi. It's not.
They're like cousins
superheroes.
Almost,
no, it's not superhero. It's mankind versus monster. That's what it is. It's not superhero.
Kaijus.
Right. It's a monster movie. It's not.
Yeah, but I see what Lewis is saying. It's still like big popcorn CGI.
Well, it's got the same feel. You know, battling evil, fighting for survival, super stuff, supernatural. I get it, but it's a monster movie though.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what else is coming out in 2018.
Yeah,
well, there is.
I'll be honest, it's kind of dry right now.
There is that movie by that weird guy that you think he's European, but he's actually American. What's his name? He made the hotel movie, Budapest movie.
You mean Discount Coen Brothers? Okay,
yeah,
I don't know who that guy is. Yeah,
I don't remember
his
name right now, but he's making another movie about dogs. You know.
Wait,
the
Wes
Grand
Anderson?
Budapest Dog Hotel?
Wes Anderson, that's his name. Wes Anderson.
Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, Wes Anderson is the Coen brothers wrapped up into one. He's like their distant cousin or something.
Yeah, he's making a movie about an island of dogs in Japan, but they're all voiced by American actors. So
it looks amazing.
Yeah, I'm into it.
Is it an animated movie, or are they going to do like
It's stop motion.
Okay. Now it all makes sense. He's
like what they did with
he's trying to recapture the glory days of... I was just going to say, he was just trying to recapture Fantastic Mr. Fox, except Dog of Island.
I love that movie, though. I mean, I was
so
never...
I love Fantastic Mr. Fox.
I never really liked his movies until that one. I mean, like the Darjeeling Unlimited and the one with the train. I forget it, but I was never into them. But the Fox one was so good. I don't know. It was the quirkiness worked there. I think he's better suited for animation.
It was good. Well, I mean, the actors had something to do with that too.
Yeah. Have you guys seen Grand Budapest Hotel?
Yeah,
I have.
Good.
It's a good movie.
Great fucking movie.
Yeah, it is.
You really got his swing after that, so that's why I'm curious about this Isle of Dog thing.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Jeff Goldblum plays a dog. Awesome.
That is one big pile of dog shit. Anybody want to smell my ass? Anybody? Smell my ass? Anyone want to smell my ass? Okay, I guess I'll lick my nuts by myself. Nuts.
Okay, actually, you know what? Here's the movie that's coming out that's not in the superhero giant robots necessarily, but Jendo, what do you think about this movie? Ready Player One.
I mean, it looks interesting.
Yeah. Here's the thing. I really dug the trailer. I love what it's giving me, but here's the thing. I already know what it's going to be. I mean, it's baiting you in with images of things you love. Like, oh crap, there's the Iron Giant. Shit, Tracer's right next to Chun-Li. This is going to be awesome. Everything I like is in one big major war, and it's going to be cool. Everything you see is going to show up for like a second.
Yeah,
I guarantee. Yeah, that's the problem with these movies. They bait you in with all the stuff that you love, but they only show you the brief times when they'll actually appear. You know, it's most of the movie's going to be about some dipshit little kid in future world, and I don't know. It's going to be all Black Mirror and stuff, and Great Destiny on Little Smart Boy. I don't know.
It's basically Tron with references.
That's actually a good way to put it. Yeah, it's Tron with references. That's That's a decent way to put it. Virtual Boy goes into virtual world, and look, there's Tracer from Overwatch. I know what that is. Yay!
Yeah. They even have like a bike thing he rides through, like a course or something. I don't know.
And I'm sure it'll be boring. You know what, though? You know who's not going to be in Ready Player One? The only references that's not going to be there, Star Wars. Because you know where Star Wars is right now? It's making another movie. A solo movie featuring Han.
Featuring a guy that looks nothing like Han. But, you know, they had a
just talking about it made me sleepy. Anyway, so yeah. I'm all for Star Wars movies, but I could not give a tenth of a crap about a solo movie.
Neither did that. Actually, did you hear what happened recently with the movie? You know those cool-looking posters that had like all the characters with like a white background with like the letters showing like the characters in a stylistic way?
No, but now that you mention it, I'll look it up. Like,
it was like the one. It was like the one thing about the movie. Okay, those posters at least look really cool. But now they just revealed that they stole that from an artist in France who did. He basically did the exact same thing. I mean, the exact same thing for like some jazz records that he did the cover art for. And when he put them side by side, he's like, Disney, I think you owe me an explanation.
Well, welcome to Hollywood, man. Everything is stolen. I'm just saying, a lot of Hollywood ideas are stolen from other people.
French guy, I hope you sue Disney, man, and I hope you win.
Well, he's not going to win because it's fucking Disney, but he'll get something out of it, I'm sure.
It's so blatant,
that being
though.
said, what are you guys' thoughts on Solo? What do you guys think of Solo?
I'm more interested in Childish Gambino playing Lando. That's all I can say.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I'm interested in the Lando story because, hey, that's where the Falcon comes from, isn't it? So, yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
This should have been a Lando movie, maybe having a cameo from Han Solo at some point, whatever.
No, come on. Solo is still more important, I guess, in the universe.
Oh, no, he absolutely is. I just, I was kind of hoping for a movie about someone else first,
but he doesn't sell it. I mean, the actor playing him is terrible.
I don't know, man. Have you guys seen
that? I don't know.
What was that Coen movie?
Everybody uses that. Look, that was not that impressive.
Wait, hold on.
He was good
refresh my memory. Who's playing Solo again?
There's a new guy called Alden Ehrenreich or something. It sounds very like that, but he's on like three. He's on a handful of movies, and the only one that's like big. He played a small part in like the Coen Brothers, Hail Caesars, I think it was called.
Okay.
And he was good in it, but he didn't really do much. He was just sort of like, hey, I'm a cowboy and I do a southern drawl pretty good, so I guess they'll cast me in other stuff now.
Well, no, I mean he had really good comedic timing.
Well, not here. I don't know what happened there.
I'm sure they saw something in him. I think it's just the trailer that's not doing him justice.
You know what? That's a good point. Sometimes a trailer can be stinky, but a movie can be good.
Yeah.
Well, this one
Ron
has
Howard's a good director, so I'm sure that it's going to be, competently.
Yeah, but it's the same. Sure. It's the same situation as with Justice League. A director comes in, shoots most of the movie, then like, oh, this is not what we wanted. Let's get somebody else, Josh Whedon, Ron Howard, come here and fix this, reshoot half the movie, paste them together, and we'll call it a movie. Yeah.
That's called the too many cooks factor. That's just an example of too many people having their fingers into a project. I mean,
and that's what this is. Whether it'll be better or worse than Justice League, that's the real question. But
as a Star Wars fan, I am obligated to see it, and I'm hoping for the best. But God, do I just want an Obi-Wan Kenobi movie?
yeah.
That's what I want. I have nothing against making a solo Han Solo movie, but I want an Obi-Wan Kenobi movie. Mm-hmm. I want to watch him be civilized, and then I want him to, I want him to do his British thing. Actually, I had this fun idea. Maybe Obi-Wan Kenobi's story was Big Fish. Like, maybe Edward Bloom just went out into space on one of his various adventures, became Obi-Wan Kenobi, and then just did a whole Jedi shit. I don't know. Thought that might be fun. Just a spin-off of Big Fish.
If we're going to do an Obi-Wan movie, what I want to see is like how he transitions from Ewan McGregor's voice to... I always forget the guy who played him in New Hope.
Alec Guinness.
Alec Guinness. I want to see him like slowly do this, Luke.
Luke, did you know that I'm doing the voice of Ringo Starr? Wake me up before you go. You will go to the Dago bus system. Cut that Tauntaun before you go to the Dago bus system.
Yeah, people will remember me for only this movie, but I hate it.
I'm bigger than Jedi. I've got a Lifetime Achievement Award, bitch, and now I'm a blue ghost.
You guys excited for Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse?
I am excited for an animated Spider-Man movie. Yes, I like the idea of.
I'm excited for Miles Morales, man. I'll watch him in any medium.
Reading the comics, he is
such a
really
cool art style too, man. I'm really surprised.
I agree. Yeah, I'm all for. But again, I mean, I know. Of course, CG plays a part, but it's got a 2D look to it, and I'm all about 2D I'm all about 2D features because there's not enough of them. It's all either CG or CG. It's just
it's just nice to see. I'm happy to see. It's just nice to see a good animated Spider-Man again.
Yeah, and like he just said, it's very, very interesting art style. Looks like something out of the Animatrix almost. Very sketchy and interesting. Spider-Verses, Marvel-verses, Star Wars universes, versus. God, there's so many universes. The only universe I want to see is my TV on Netflix. So we're going to go ahead and wrap up now. And thank you for joining us, Jendo. Oh, great former Batman of the greatest series ever. Not really. But still, it's ours and we're proud of it. And we're happy, we're happy to have you, my friend. And as usual, there's a demon with too many grocery stores.
Bye-bye.
And, of course, the other guy. Go ahead and do your thing, man.
I'm the other guy, and I'm here to remind you to like, subscribe, follow us on both the DC Abridged channel and the Frontier Zero channel. Also, all of these gentlemen's social media accounts. And go to Canada. Visit Jendo. He doesn't get enough attention.
Yeah, man, there's only just me and a couple people I know here. It's very...
And the Moose! Don't forget the Moose!
Canada is vast.
Bring Jason.
Yeah. I will, absolutely. Next time we're bringing him on board.
He's probably listening right now and laughing.
God forbid! He's always around! We better escape! Turn it off aboard!